Hey, welcome back. And this is the Project Sober Dad alcohol-free challenge, the 30-day challenge. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Hopefully you had a great first day. Hopefully you watched the video. If you have not watched the video from yesterday, you can watch that in the guide section on the Facebook group. And hopefully that will help you out trying to discover why you were drinking and the cognitive dissonance you have there, and maybe some of the lies alcohol have told you over the years. Today, we're going to be talking about something super important. And this week is also all about finding these sober habits. And the first habit is journaling. So, hope that you guys got your journal. I have my journal up today. And I was actually doing this exercise this morning and last night. So I hope you guys have your journals out because today's lesson is all going to be about the video is all going to be about checking in and the power of checking in. And we're going to kind of discover why we need to check in, because there's something that it's a secret that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people go mindlessly through life, just kind of doing whatever life throws at them, kind of going with the wind. And that's not how your brain works, and that's not how life works. There's actually something called the habit loop. So we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about positive triggers as well. So, hope you got your journal. Hope you guys are ready for some awesome stuff. And I hope that you guys are this is gonna help you get sober. But a quick medical warning: if you can't go more than 1 to 2 hours without a drink, you're getting tremors, you're getting seizures, those kinds of things, please seek medical attention. Quitting drinking can be very dangerous if you're physically addicted. If you're just psychologically addicted, maybe you're, binge drinking on the weekends, or it's starting to become a daily habit, or starting to see that problem drinking stage. That's definitely what I want to catch you, because that's definitely where we can change. I was a problem drinker for almost 18 years. At the age of 33, I quit drinking, and I didn't have to use rehab. I didn't have to use AA. I just used kind of these techniques and these 6 habits to get me through that. So if you're not getting seizures, if you're not, or you can go more than 1 to 2 hours without a drink, you're not getting the shakes, all those kinds of things, then you're in the right place, because you're going to be able to help you, hopefully. So, anyways, today we're going to be talking about the power of checking in, the habit loop, and what a positive trigger is. So why do you need to check in daily? Well, the one thing you need to check in daily with your journal is you can get clear on your triggers. What is triggering you for having cravings of alcohol? I know for me, one of the triggers for me was driving home from work. I would drive one route to past the liquor store, and I would stop there every single day, and I would get my beer and my vodka, and then I would go home. That was a trigger for me. Seeing getting in my car was the trigger, and then the habit was driving home. So we're gonna find out what our triggers are. Are you stressed out? Is your trigger a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? We really want to get clear in that. Number 2 is you want to start noticing, what is the pattern here? Is it a certain place? Is it a certain way you drive? What are those patterns? You'll be able to find that out if you do a daily check in. And also, it takes your thoughts out of your head and puts them down on paper. You know, your thoughts get so scrambled up inside your head. I know that I did this for a very, very long time before I started journaling, before I started being more emotionally intelligent. I had all these thoughts in my head and I never wrote them down. I never was able to express them, and they kind of just stayed there. And you know what? Unfortunately, when I would get really drunk, some of those thoughts would come out, and it would be very emotional, and it was pretty disturbing for the people around me to have those things, that emotion kind of bottled up and then expressed when you were drunk. So it takes those thoughts out of your head and it puts them down on paper so you can see them, because one thing I've learned is clarity is power. Clarity is power, especially when living alcohol free. So you can do 2 things. You can take random actions. You can try to quit drinking randomly. You can just have no plan. You can kind of wing it. Use willpower, which doesn't work. We're going to be talking about that in a different video. But you can use these random actions. You can try that. And for me, I know I tried that plenty of times and it didn't work. It didn't stick. I was able to quit maybe for a week, 2 weeks, and then it didn't stick. And I wasn't able to change it, the identity level, and become a non-drinker. But if you can also do the second thing, which is clear actions based on clarity. And that's why it's super important, guys, to do this first habit of journaling, and checking in daily. It gets you so clear on your actions. It gets you so clear on what's triggering you. It gets you so clear on your emotions and all that stuff, so that you can make your decisions based on clarity and take those actions. So I have a question for you, and you can comment this, or you can just do it later on. But what is triggering you today? What triggered you? Did you have a craving for alcohol today? And what triggered you to, what was that trigger? Was it a person? Was it a place? Was it a thing? Was it a certain chair that you're sitting in every day? Was it a certain person? Maybe your spouse? Maybe was it an emotion? Were you hungry? Were you angry? Were you tired? All those things are going to lead to triggers. So what triggered you today? Let's use that. Let's get our journals out and just kind of write that out and ask yourself, what triggered you today? What triggered you today? So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to do that now. You can do it later, but just ask yourself, what triggered you today? And do you see any patterns with the triggers? Is it a certain place coming up over and over again? Is it a certain person coming up over and over again? We're not going to see the patterns right away, but we want to really focus on that this week. It's just kind of seeing what patterns came about, and if you can see those patterns, because once you can see them, clarity is power. So how can we avoid these things? It's going to be hard if it's a spouse or if it's your child, but it's not really your spouse or it's not really your child. It's more of an emotional thing. At that point, it's probably you feel alcohol gives you stress relief, and like yesterday we're talking about, alcohol being your solution to a problem, right? So if it gives you stress relief, maybe it's not your spouse that's actually triggering you to use alcohol. Maybe it's your stress. So maybe we need to find something to replace that habit with, which we're going to do some other things like meditation. We're going to start exercising. We're going to start doing all those things this month. But just right now, how can you avoid those triggers? Because there's something called the habit loop, and this is super important, and all habits work like this, and this knowledge is going to be so powerful for you going forward. This is going to be one of the things that's going to help you not only quit drinking, but on any habit you want to get rid of: smoking, drinking, being stressed out, having a negative attitude. All these things are going to be wrapped up into this. So it's the trigger, what we're talking about today, the habit or the routine, and then the reward. So the trigger for you is, the trigger for you could be stress. So you get stressed out, and then you think, oh, maybe I need a drink. So the drink is the routine, and then the reward is that feeling, that stress release that you get momentarily from drinking. So it's trigger, habit, reward. I want you to remember that. We're going to be talking a lot about that in this program, just to understand that habit loop. So we're in the trigger phase right now. We're trying to find out what triggers you. So there is good triggers and there is bad triggers. Okay. So, what is a good trigger? Well, we'll discuss that in a moment here. But right now, I want you to write down, if you had a craving today, I want you to write down where you were and who you were with, what it was. Okay. And what or who triggered you. Okay, was it my spouse? Was it my kids? Was it my job? Was it, an advertisement? What triggered you? Let's be specific on that. And ask yourself, how can you replace that with a positive trigger? Now, what is a positive trigger? Well, let's do some examples here. Examples of positive triggers could be your reasons that we wrote down yesterday, all the reasons you wanted to quit drinking. You want to have better health, you want to have better family relationships, you want to have more finances, whatever it was. You wrote that down, and I hope you put it on a post-it note. I hope you put it in your book. I hope you put it on a card. I want you to read that daily. Post that maybe beside your bed. I do a lot of this with goals, right? I post my goals beside my bed, and I read those every single day. I wake up and I see that. I see my goals. That's a trigger for me to take action on my dreams. Okay. How about having a fridge of non-alcoholic drinks or your favorite drink there? So instead of when you go in the fridge, if your trigger was stress, and you went into the fridge, and instead of having beer in the fridge, you had non-alcoholic drinks or maybe your favorite drink. Me and my wife like to drink kombucha. That some people think it's nasty, but that's what I like to drink. So what is your favorite non-alcoholic drink? On New Year's we had sparkly juice instead of champagne, and it was fabulous. It was awesome. So find out what your favorite drink is. Maybe it's non-alcoholic drinks like non-alcoholic beer. That works for some people, or it could be just a favorite of juice or something in the beginning. Whatever it is, fill your fridge with those things instead of beer. So when you look in the fridge, you're going to get triggered. You have a trigger, you look in the fridge, now you're seeing non-alcoholic drinks, right? To get in the habit of journaling, have your journal right on your nightstand, and when you see it in the morning, and say, damn, I am doing this 30-day challenge, and I want to commit to this. So now I have my journal right there. Boom, in the morning. Your workout shoes by the bed. I use this a lot. That's a positive trigger for me. My shoes right there. I sleep in my workout clothes. I wake up, put my shoes on, boom, I'm ready to go exercise, right? So have a picture of your family. You know, I posted a picture of my family when we bought our house this year, in the front of my journal. That's a trigger for me to carry on and do things that I need to do, and it triggers a lot of emotions for me, and it triggers a lot of positive things for me. Okay, and a picture of a sober goal you have. What is your sober goal? What do you want to live? What kind of alcohol free life do you want to live? Get a picture of that. Get a vision of that. Get a almost like a vision board if you want to create one. Whatever you need to do, post those goals, post those sober things, all around you, so you can see it and it triggers you to create those new habits. Okay, so daily check-in, again, if you want to do this, you get your journal and just write what triggered you today. If you had a trigger today, if you had a craving today, if you had something that happened to you today, write it down. Okay, where were you? What were you doing? When was it? What time of day was it? All these things. Clarity is power. Okay, so write down every single thing you can find out about that trigger, and can it be replaced with a positive trigger, like the positive triggers we were just talking about? Can you replace, say, stress with meditation, like we're going to learn about next week? Can you replace it with maybe exercise, going for a walk? Or what are you going to replace that trigger with? Because once you start breaking those patterns, replacing those triggers, then the habit's going to change, and then your reward is going to change as well, because you'll start feeling good about the things that you're doing. So that was just a quick video, guys, of triggers, daily check-ins, that you should I really encourage you to do these today, because it helped me a lot, and I hopefully it helps you too. And just to let you know, guys, we do what we're offering one-on-one coaching for four dads this month. I can take four people on. If you want more information, just reach out to me, and I will let you know kind of what the one-on-one coaching program looks like, and we'll ask a few questions to see if you're a good fit for the program. And if you are, then we will help you have more accountability and more support during these 30 days. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some more stuff like this tomorrow. We're going to talk about the power of gratitude in sobriety, and how gratitude can help you not only in sobriety, but your entire life as well. So I hope that you guys are having a fantastic sober day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video.